So I brought in this piece of bread today because I found this great fourth grade level text about mold. And so I thought that actually seeing mold might help activate your background knowledge, which is important when we're learning new things. So we want to keep in mind our objective for today. So if you notice on our whiteboard, our objective is to accurately and fluently read a fourth grade level passage and to answer 4 out of 5 comprehension questions about the text. So let's think of and remember some strategies that we've used before, because we've been studying this for a while now. One strategy we know is that we can preview the text before we even read it. So when I preview a text, I take a look at the paper. I notice any titles, subtitles, bolded vocabulary, comprehension questions, anything that will give me some more information about what this text is about. So what I notice about this text is the title. It says, what's the deal with mold? And I notice that the title's in the form of a question. So that makes me think that that question is going to be answered in this text. So we're probably going to learn some new facts about mold. We're probably going to maybe learn where it comes from. I don't know. I don't notice any subtitles or bolded vocabulary, and that's probably because this is a pretty short text. So there's no information on that point. But since there isn't any bolded text or subtitles, there's a picture also. Forgot to mention that. This picture is pretty gross. Kind of looks like that mold on the bread on the table. Yuck. But anyways, let's take a look at the comprehension questions so that we can know what kind of questions we're going to be answering at the end of this. So numbers 1 and 3, I notice, are about true statements about mold. So one strategy we could use when we're reading this text is to underline facts when we read them. I also noticed that number 2 asks about where mold comes from. So maybe that's something that we can circle when we're reading. If we notice that the text mentions where mold comes from, we can circle that. It's easy to find when we have to go back and look for the answer. And then also I've mentioned a couple times, but I just want to make sure it's clear, we are going to read this text more than one time. And reading it more than one time really helps us understand it. It helps us improve with our fluency and our accuracy. So we're reading the text, reading the correct words, and we're reading at a good pace. And we're also reading in a way that we can understand what we're reading. So make sure I have everything here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to read this through the first time together, and then subsequent readings will be on our own.